The JoLynn Braley Show, episode number 72. One Thought Shift for Weight Loss, episode number 6. What exactly will it take for me to be willing to change my mindset? Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show with permanent weight loss coach JoLynn Braley. That's me. I coach smart, successful women and a few cool men to struggle-free weight loss in 8 weeks or less by following my proven step-by-step system, the Inner Self Diet. The diet that is not a diet. I have been doing this since 2009 and it works every time. But it only works for those who do it. You've got to actually get in the Inner Self Diet, do the steps in order to end all of your food and weight struggles in 8 weeks or less. Struggles like emotional eating, binge eating, yo-yo dieting, self-sabotage, low self-esteem, scale obsession, food obsession, whatever the problem is that is keeping you overweight and out of control with food and your body. These frustrating, fat-creating, unhealthy behaviors are healed and released in 8 weeks or less in my proven step-by-step coaching system, in which I personally guide my amazing clients through my proven steps in real time over the phone. And what is very important is that all of those unhealthy behaviors that keep your body fat, they are replaced with healthy, empowering, awesome behaviors that will give you the body that you've always wanted. And you are going to love today's special edition episode of the JoLynn Braley Show, delivered to you in 10 minutes or less. Today, you are going to get a one thought shift for weight loss. Yes, delivered to you in the form of a question. So, to get the most out of this completely free weight loss podcast episode, grab pen and paper right now and write the question down that you're going to get, and then write your answer down to the question. There is a connection that occurs between the head, the hand, and the heart when you write pen on paper. You do not get that connection if you type on a keyboard. You absolutely don't get that connection if you only listen. So why not take full advantage of this completely free weight loss podcast? Grab your pen and paper now, and let's find out what today's one thought shift for weight loss is. All right. Before I give you the question, which I already kind of did at the start of today's show, how would you feel if you could honestly, seriously, for real, end your food and weight struggles that you've been dealing with and battling with your whole life? All right? And do it in 8 weeks or less. 8 weeks or less. This is after battling for how many years? 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 45 years, maybe even longer, with emotional eating, binge eating, stress eating, late night stuffing, food addiction, food obsession, sugar addiction, all of these problems that have never gone away. And the only reason they haven't gone away is because you haven't gotten the professional coaching that you need to heal the root of the real problem. Okay? Whatever the real problem is that drives those unhealthy behaviors, that is the problem that needs to be healed and released. And then your unhealthy behaviors will be able to be transformed and replaced with healthy behaviors so that you can just live a healthy lifestyle and drop the fat and keep it off. How would you feel if that were your reality right now? Wouldn't that feel frickin' awesome if you could be struggle-free, which means that you'd just be able to live a healthy lifestyle. And then obviously that would enable your body to release the fat, and then you could keep it off and it just wouldn't be any big deal. That would be frickin' awesome, wouldn't it? And those are the results that my coaching clients get in the Inner Self Diet. And what we're here to do right now in just a couple of minutes, in fact, I'm looking at the time and I've already used up some time here asking you that question, but it really is a good question. And perhaps I will do another episode on just that question. But the question for you to answer here on this episode is, what exactly will it take for me to be willing to change my mindset? What exactly is it going to take for me to be willing to change my mindset? All right. And write down your answer. Of course, write the question down and then write your answer down. If you didn't hear what I said in the introduction to today's podcast, go back and listen to that. There is a reason why you need to write pen on paper if you want to get the most out of this completely free weight loss podcast. Hey, if you have not ever listened to any episodes of the JoLynn Braley Show before, first of all, this is One Thought Shift for Weight Loss episode number 6. It is episode number 72 of the entire show. And I do recommend that you go back to One Thought Shift for Weight Loss episode number 1 because each of these episodes have been building upon the previous one. And there's going to be others that are coming after this one that are going to build upon the previous. But if you've never listened to any of my shows before, then you don't know that the fact is that the main problem that you have with losing weight and keeping it off forever is your mindset. That's it right there. 92.8% of the challenge of achieving struggle-free permanent weight loss is mindset. It's all inner game. Only 7.2% of the challenge is having a healthy eating plan, a healthy eating way of life, having healthy eating habits, and having regular, consistent, healthy exercise habits. And those types of actions do need to be a way of life. It has to be an ongoing way of life because otherwise, if you're trying to do what so many people who have a fat mindset do, and a fat mindset, that's a mindset grounded in fear attracting thoughts, FAT. And when you have a fat mindset, that generates fat thoughts, and then that leads to fat emotional states, which don't feel very good, do they? And then out of those emotional states come fat behaviors, and then guess what kind of body you get? All right? So if you just keep the fat mindset, then you're going to always struggle with food and your weight because the inner and the outer always match. That's actually a universal law, and you can't change universal laws. None of us can. So the whole key to making it easy to lose weight and keep it off forever, it's mindset. 92.8% of the challenge. All right. Once you get the right mindset, which that's the work that I do with my coaching clients in the inner self diet. There's a lot more to it than, I mean, I work with them for 12 weeks, and in 8 weeks or less, they are free of the struggle. And they've been struggling just like you since childhood. That's where all of these problems start. Whether you were 7 or 10 or 12, whatever age you were, subtract that age from your current age, and that will give you the age of this problem. This is why no food diet has ever fixed it. All right? So a healthy eating plan, a healthy exercise plan, those are great if you do them, but you got to do it and you have to do it consistently. Oh, I think that maybe I didn't finish this thought that I started to say a minute ago. If you're doing what most people do who have a fat mindset, you are thinking that you're just going to do some kind of a short-term diet, a cleanse, a pill, something, and that after you're done that you can just go back to eating how you always used to eat. That isn't going to work, sorry to tell you. But see, if you had a weight loss mindset, you wouldn't want to go back to how you used to eat. Because the way that you eat that makes your body fat, that comes from a fat mindset. It matches a fat inner self. So again, today's question is, what exactly will it take for me to be willing to change my mindset? Which means that you got to be willing to get coaching if you want to get this done. Unless you're going to try to piece it together and take 10 or 20 years. I don't know how long it would take. The reason that I say that is because do you even know what the real problem is? Do you know what the root of the problem is? If you do know what the root of the problem is, do you know how to fix it? Do you know how to heal it on your own? And if you already knew how to do all of this, why wouldn't you have already done it, right? So when you work with the right coach, they can help you out of that muckmire. That's what I do with my amazing, awesome coaching clients. And then you get the problem fixed, you get on with your life, you drop the fat, and then you can keep it off. Like one of my clients I worked with in 2011, her name is Holly. She had struggled with binge eating for over 30 years. She had been in therapy. It was like 7 years, off and on, 7 years. And nothing she'd done before working with me fixed her problem. And she hired me. She did the proven steps that I walked her through, that I coached her through personally. And she had the accountability that my system provides. And she broke free of that binge eating behavior, believe it or not. That was back in 2011. She is still binge eating free. And she was 20 pounds overweight back then. She did drop the 20 pounds in 2011, and she's kept it off. She says that today her main focus is on having fun, doing fun activities, not things about food, but fun physical activities, going on vacation. When her and her husband go on vacation now, they're not centering a vacation around what's to eat. I mean, obviously, we all live in a human body, you've got to eat, but their focus is on what are the fun activities that we're going to be able to do. So all of this came about because she did my proven steps to get a weight loss mindset. No more binge eating, no more overweight. She is free, and she was way out of control with the binge eating. Actually, her story is on audio over on, I interviewed her. She talks about it, and you can find that on fearlessfatloss.com/blog. If you go to the search box, search for 30 years binge eating. 30 years binge eating or 35 years binge eating, or search for Holly, Holly, and you'll find that there on fearlessfatloss.com, and you can listen to it. All right, so I gotta run because my aim is to keep these podcasts under 10 minutes, and I've gone like a minute or two over. Shit, man. Hey, if you have not already gotten my free 5-day e-course, you can get it at www.mypodcastbonus.com. It will help you discover what's really been stopping you from losing weight for good, and it will help you with what you can do about it if you're actually serious about taking action to fix it once and for all. And you can get that at www.mypodcastbonus.com. My name is JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, founder of the kick-ass, amazing Inner Self Diet, the diet that is not a diet. I will see you back here next week for episode number 73 of the JoLynn Braley Show, and that will also be a One Thought Shift for Weight Loss episode. That will be episode number 7. I wish you your best life, living inside of your ideal body, without the binge eating, without the turmoil, without the frustration, without the stress of late night binges, food addiction, sugar addiction, all of that icky, irritating, depressing stuff that just keeps your body fat. I wish you your ideal life, living in your ideal body without all of that mess, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? How would that feel?